What's up, nerds? Plugged In is back and better than ever. I'm your host, X, along with Mason and Elijah. Today, we're going to talk about Michael B. Jordan's Sinners, the final trailer for Thunderbolts, Karate Kid Legends, and so much more. Let's roll that intro. Okay, in the recent words of one of our producers, we have the best movie ever, Sinners, which is either in theaters now or it's about to be in theaters.
I believe it's going to be in theaters tomorrow.
All right, so what do we all think about Sinners?
It looks promising, I will say that much. It looks like a real horror movie, I will say that much.
Yeah.
Can't say I've heard too much media coverage about it so far, but it does look to be... I've heard good things about it so far from critics and early viewings. So
I heard it got a 100% like somewhere. I forgot what it was.
I think Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
is the only one
it got a
that gives
100%,
percentage.
which is crazy.
It's down to 99 now.
Down to 99.
It's down to 99. Thank you, Tyler Gilmer, our producer, everyone.
Oh, well then I guess it's not that good if it's only a 99.
Yeah. Oh, now it sucks.
No, I'm excited though. It's like a different leap for like a Ryan Coogler because it's like, you know, we had the Creeds, we had the Black Panther, and this is kind of his first venture into horror and stuff. So I'm interested in seeing what he does with that. It's kind of a departure from what he's done. I don't think I've seen Michael B. Jordan in too many horror stuff either. So I'm really excited to see them kind of do something kind of out of their box and see how they do this.
This is when where Jordan's playing like two people at the same time, right?
Yeah, he has like a twin brother, I think, that's like either was supposed to be dead, kind of dead, and now has come back and like he's haunting them a little bit too.
Oh, okay.
Because it is, I believe it's a movie about vampires.
Oh, lovely.
Vampires and demons.
Racist vampires.
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's the plot line.
Yeah, I don't know much about the movie. Like I see trailers of it all the time when I'm watching my own shows, and I think I'm not a horror movie person, but this actually looks like fun. Like this is one I might actually want to go see with somebody.
I think it's gonna be fun. I seen this clip of Ryan Coogler talking online, and he said how a lot of the eye stuff was inspired by Puss in Boots, which is such a randomly like weird place to gain inspiration for a horror movie from. I had to double check. I genuinely double checked like 3 times if this was a real good thing because I was like pulling that from this a horror movie, pulling me like, oh, I love the wolf and Puss in Boots, and being like he was such a menacing, scary character. Like, bro, why?
I mean, he was like the wolf was one of the best villains we ever had. Like,
yeah.
Death was one of the best villains we had. He wasn't even really a villain, was he?
Not really, but yeah,
Well,
it was
Like
Kind of like a secondary villain, but
he was an antagonist.
antagonist, yeah. Secondary antagonist, that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, it looks like it could be something really good.
Do we plan on going to see it at some point?
yeah. As soon as it comes, like I had the chance to go see it, I'm gonna go see it.
Probably won't go see it alone if someone else wants to go see it with me.
If someone invites me to go see it with them, I will go see it. It looks like fun.
It does.
All right. Speaking of movies that look like fun, we've got the final trailer for the Thunderbolts out now.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
I'm not a big superhero guy. I'm not a big Marvel guy, mostly because I just can't keep up with all this lore that they keep putting out.
Fair enough.
Like every month, it's something new. Somebody dies, and somebody comes back to life, or there's a new hero to be introduced. I just can't keep up anymore.
What I'm hearing is you might not be ready for Doomsday, but they're probably going to do a lot of that.
Yeah, this looks like a little bit more like kind of grounded for a superhero movie. As in they're not doing as much multiverse stuff. Like it's a lot of characters that have been established from like the shows, other movies. It's kind of a team up, kind of like of different mismatch of like those kind of characters. So for a superhero movie, it's a little bit more.
It's more of a city level threat than a multiversal threat, even though Sentry/Void is probably a lot more than just city level.
This seems like Marvel's reaction a lot to the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one, which which is kind of cool. Like I hope that maybe if they could see the DNA that worked from there and like kind of apply that to like that movie, that's a good movie if you're gonna copy from one of the best. Like so, I'm interested to see what they do with this one.
Yeah. One of the things I've been seeing online is people are reacting to the trailer like, how are the Thunderbolts of all people supposed to beat a guy that can turn people just into shadows?
Yeah,
how are they going to beat them?
That's the thing I think everybody's had with Marvel is like once you get these certain level of threats that we've seen, it's like I don't know, like
they gotta keep up in their game.
Yeah,
with the supervillains.
Yeah, like some people like don't want like just to keep scaling up because it feels like too big.
Because sometimes it doesn't really feel like scaling up.
Yeah, like sometimes you could like scale it down a bit and we'd be okay. Like
Exactly.
Like with Spider-Man, people have been asking like a street level Spider-Man for a while now, and like, it just sort of proves that like you can scale the villains down and we'll be okay. Like sometimes we like the more grounded
Those
stories.
Ant-Man movies, like
Yeah.
in the phase 2 and phase 3 stages, were kind of those where like some bigger things like the Avengers movies would happen, but then you kind of still had like an Ant-Man that was, for the most, again, we're talking about superhero movies, was more grounded and more
yeah.
street level than like other stuff.
Yeah.
I think this movie could have some big success if they did it right, really. But
Yeah.
you know, it is a story that we like to hear about people who don't really get the chance to be heroes, about to be heroes. Well, heroes in the sense that they do the right things for the right reasons.
Heroes, asterisk.
Exactly.
That's why there's the asterisk.
And that's why it's in the name.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a bunch of people that have done wrong that want to do better in a hero sort of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Story of redemption, really. So I think it could be good if they did it right.
Yeah, I might need to catch up on the MCU a bit still, just so I can be ready for it. But are we going to go see this one?
Yeah, I think, again, as I said, this is more grounded. I think I can catch up with this one a little bit more than some of the crazy, like, not endgame, but you know what I mean, multiverse level
Yeah.
stuff that's going on that I feel like I got to catch up with. This seems a little bit more, I don't need all the information for it.
Yeah.
I might be interested in this one, honestly, if I can catch up on my lore a bit.
Yeah. This one looks fun. I can't wait for Sentry. Yeah. All right. Speaking of more grounded movies, we have Karate Kid Legends about to premiere. What do you think about that?
Well, I saw this trailer when I went to go see Minecraft movie.
So did I.
It looks a bit of mixed emotion about bringing back this franchise. I mean, because Karate Kid that's like one of the all-time classics
Yeah,
of
we love Karate
fighting
Kid.
movies,
Yeah.
especially martial arts movies. And they are bringing back Jackie Chan. I actually didn't know that Jackie Chan was not in the original.
Yeah, he was in the one with what's his name, Jaden Smith.
Yeah, Jaden
that was a crazy time and like place. I used to love that movie. I
Which
love
one
the
was one with Jaden Smith? Was that?
the 2010-ish one. It was it's Jaden Smith and his mom. I think it's played by Taraji P Henson, and they moved to China. It's kind of like follows similar themes, like versus they moved to like California in the original one. They moved to China, so there's still that kind of like fish out of water kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the original one came out in '85, I want to say. Then it had
It was definitely like sometime in the 80s.
yeah, and then I want to say it had 2 sequels.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back. Then they rebooted it in 2010
Yeah,
with
and then
Jaden Smith.
And then came Cobra Kai, which followed after all that.
I liked a lot of Cobra Kai. That's why I'm kind of excited for this. Is like that's one of my favorite childhood movies. And I thought they did Cobra Kai pretty well, even though Cobra Kai was kind of weird. It started off like a YouTube show, then moved to like a Netflix show, and
Yeah.
like there was a lot of, but like I thought that was a pretty good like continuation of it. So like hopefully this is still a pretty good one. I love like a lot of Karate Kid stuff. It's always funny like how we said with leveling threats. He's always mad at the guy from the first movie. That's his big enemy across all the movies.
Yeah.
But the guy in the second movie actually tries to kill him. Like the first guy is just a bully. The second guy actually tries to kill him
Yeah.
at one point. And like, but he always holds the grudge against his like childhood bully, which is kind of funny. It's like, bro, one of these guys is actually like a real
one
threat.
is actually a villain.
Yeah, one of these guys is actually a villain. One of these guys you had beef with, like in high school, basically. Like it's kind of not the same thing, but yeah.
All of this spawned from one karate tournament that happened back in the 80s.
And they say he cheated. The crane kick wasn't really. They said there's no kicks to the head apparently in the original tournament, and then the whole time he cheated.
Yeah, my martial arts instructor hates the crane kick.
The crane kick.
Like
It started-
she despises the Karate Kid movies, and like I kind of get it, but like they're classics. I love the Karate
They
Kid.
spawned
movies.
like a whole thing of kids wanting to do karate. Like that's what I mean. Like you can't be too mad. Like it spawned like a lot of people. Like then just karate movies in general. But like those karate movies in the '80s spawned so many kids going to like little gyms and being like, I'm gonna do a crane kick. I'm gonna like. That's also karate was like OP apparently in the '80s. Like according to people, like it was like karate. You can beat up anybody. Like
Oh, man,
like
that's
you are
not true.
that trumps
Oh,
that
no.
trump. No, I know
No,
it's not.
no.
true.
That is not
The
true.
the way they made it seem is like that. Oh, that's just overpowers any other style.
Just
Like,
because you know a martial art does not mean you're gonna win a street fight any old time.
When I was I want to say, when I was 10 years old, I took Taekwondo. I got to be a brown belt before I stopped, and one of the biggest things my instructors capitalized was martial arts should be used only for self-defense.
Exactly.
Self-defense, and that's a bit of a mixed message with this kind of franchise. Like, do you use it to defend yourself, or do you use it for power?
Yeah. I think a general consensus is like use it to defend yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And nothing more.
Finish fights. Don't start them.
Exactly.
Remember that. All right.
That's your lesson of the day, kids.
Yep. Going a bit onto a different topic, we have a movie adaptation of Animal Farm about to come out.
I pretty much added this in because it was a slow news day, I'm going to admit.
All right. Would you like to tell us about it?
Well, I don't know very much, except, have you ever read the book, Animal Farm?
Back in like high school.
Yeah, same. It was one of those high school books, like a 451, like one of those like they gave you to read in high school. Kind
Yeah.
of ones.
Yeah, and it's basically going to be a film adaptation of the book. I believe this is the third media reincarnation of the movie. I believe they did it once, I want to say in the 50s.
Yeah, I think I might have
It was
watched that.
animated.
Yeah, I think I might have watched that for class, like how they would usually have a movie.
You might have watched something like that.
Yeah, I think
don't
I watched
really
it for
remember.
class. Like, yeah, it was like because we watched the movie after we read the book and everything. So I think I might have watched that one in class too.
The movie we watched was, I think, the second one, the live action one.
Oh dear.
That was awful. I'm just gonna go on and say that was not good. That was not good.
So we're hoping this one does a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the cast that they have so far, it's got a pretty good lineup. Seth Rogen, Gaten, Matarazzo. Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. He was the kid from Stranger Things.
Oh.
I know who you're talking about, I think.
He was. I really don't know how to describe him, but he was the curly-haired kid.
He was in the State Farm commercials, I think, or something. He was in some commercial.
Fios.
Fios, thank you.
Yeah.
Not
He was in the
State Farm.
Fios commercials. And Woody Harrelson.
Seth Rogen being in it is a kind of like hearing a Seth Rogen laugh out of one of the pigs or something, like or out of one of the like, you know what I mean? Like,
no.
it's just- Animal Farm is kind of a serious,
Oh,
is
no.
a little bit of a serious like kind of book. Like it's
No,
like
it's a pretty
yeah,
serious
it's like
book.
it's about
It's a serious topic.
Yeah.
But a silly story.
It's literally
Yeah,
just
I
about
know what it
animal
is.
society falling apart.
yeah, it's basically their stand-in. Everything is like stand-ins for like dictators. Like they're literally basically like Stalin. Like it's like a weird like weird like putting like the pigs are like the dictators and the like other animals are like the normal people. Like it was such
Yeah,
a weird.
it's-
It was such a weird thing. So I want like Seth Rogen. I don't know where he fits into this. I'm excited. I like Seth Rogen. It's just a funny like thing for him to be in.
To be honest, Animal Farm is not the book. Is not at all the book I thought it was when I was like 6 years old.
No,
You think
it's not.
Like, you think it's a Charlotte's Web kind of thing.
Yeah, like I thought it was like a Charlotte's Web type of thing, and then I grew up and I realized, oh, this is about society falling apart.
real.
This is actually really serious.
That's the hard part about growing up. You realize that not everything is all rainbows and
Yeah,
butterflies.
it's like, oh, this doesn't have a happy ending. Oh,
no,
that's unfortunate.
no, it doesn't. But that is kind of the point of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And basically, to wrap it up, I think I heard that this movie is coming out this year.
Oh,
Maybe even this summer, if I read it correctly. But I haven't seen like anything for it yet.
all right. Are any of us planning to like see this movie?
I'll go see it because that's like an interest. Especially in today's climate with everything going on. I think it might be an interesting thing to see covered right now.
Honestly, yeah, I agree with you there.
You can't go wrong with the classics, really.
Yeah, that's true. I can't wait to hear Seth Rogen's laugh out of a pig. All right. So speaking of more upcoming movies, we have again Sinners coming out April 18th, that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Time
it
of
is
filming is tomorrow. Yep. So Sinners, we might go see that.
Yeah.
And then April 25th, we have the re-release of Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith.
The greatest Star Wars movie that's ever existed, and I'm so happy that it's coming back. I'm gonna go see it with friends.
Yeah, I might go see it. If someone invites me to go see it, I'm definitely gonna go see it.
I might go see it too because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, that's my favorite incarnation of Anakin, to be honest. Like,
He's
my
he's
favorite.
great. He's great in that movie. It's the one where he finally I think finally became a good actor in it. Before
Yeah.
'Cause the first two it's a little rough, but like no he's really good. I love that movie. It's you were supposed to bring balance to the Force. There's a lot of iconic scenes in that one. Revenge of the Sith to me that's peak Star Wars. Order 66 like that's peak of
Order
what this.
66, the Master Skywalker scene, the I have the high ground scene.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah, and then again, we've got Thunderbolts coming out May 2nd.
Looks to be something.
Yeah.
Honestly, pretty hype. And after that, Final Destination Bloodlines, May 16th.
Isn't that franchise just basically a bunch of people dying
Yep,
in weird
it's, I mean,
ways.
yeah.
people dying in unfortunate and unlucky ways.
Yeah, I watched the first Final Destination a couple weeks ago, and it was cool. And so I am interested to see how they like. I don't know who's in it at all, but I like the Final Destination concept, so I'll give it a chance.
Yep.
I'm not into the big bloody horror movies kind of stuff. I mean, it is pretty much an idea that never gets old, I will say.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna milk it dry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out and
It's
say
a
it.
franchise that traumatized a generation or two.
And that's why they love it.
Yep. Then after that, we have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning coming out May 23rd. I'm gonna be so real with you. I thought this movie was coming out years ago.
It might have been. I'm not too sure. But I might go see this one because I do like the Mission Impossible movies.
I've never seen any of the Mission
Neither have
Impossible
I.
movies.
None of
so,
them?
no,
Really?
I've never
I might
seen-
have walked in on my parents watching one, but like I've never actually like sat down and watched it. For
I've
myself.
probably seen more of like him like yelling at people about the stunts, like being
sorry.
like, "We gotta get this take, we gotta get this take," like versus like him actually like at the actual like things. Like I've seen him holding onto the plane and like stuff, but I haven't actually ever really seen one. I like Tom Cruise as an actor though; he's a good actor. So
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
You can't go wrong with Tom Cruise.
I think they're kind of setting this up to be the last in the franchise.
Yeah, this is the last one.
But then I'm not going to be surprised when they bring back another
that's fair.
Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
They're gonna put Timothy Chalamet as the new.
Oh no.
Sorry.
All right, well, that's all the time we've got for today's episode. I've been X, along with Mason and Elijah. Make sure you tune in next week for the latest news in pop culture. Have a great night, Millersville.